Hey out there, it's Jenna Pecor. I'm here with another car video for you, and today's topic is something that I've been meaning to either do a blog post about or something, because it's a question that comes up a lot in my real estate transactions. So one of the things that a lot of people get a little confused on, and for good reason, is the difference between an inspection, an appraisal, and then the appraised value of their home for tax purposes. So I kind of wanted to go into that just for a few minutes. I explained this to a client of mine earlier this morning, and it is probably one of 30 times that I've had that conversation, and I thought everybody could kind of get some use out of it. So these are three separate things, okay? And there are, the first things first is the inspection. So the inspection is actually done by a professional home inspector whose job is to assess the condition of the home and go through, look at all the nooks and crannies, make sure that the electricity is working, and if it's not, indicating the areas that it has issues, and they go through the whole house and do this. It can take anywhere from 2 to 5 hours depending on the size of the house, how many things about the house need to be inspected, like the pool system, the sprinkler system, all that stuff. So the whole point of what they do is that they get hired by either the seller or the buyer, in most cases the buyer, but occasionally the seller can hire an inspector to kind of get an idea of what the condition of the home is before they sell it. But the whole point of this particular thing that we do is just so that you can get an idea of the condition of the home. So when you hire an inspector as a buyer, for example, let's say that you're buying a house and you hire an inspector, there will be a report generated for you by the inspector that comes by and does this. This report means nothing to anyone else. This is only for your benefit as the buyer. Whoever pays for that inspection report benefits from the knowledge that comes from that inspection report. The inspection report is not given over to the bank or the lender. It is not provided to the seller unless there is reason to, negotiate some types of repairs. But it never goes to the lender, and it has nothing to do with the lender. So this particular report is anywhere from $400 to $600, maybe even more, depending on, the size of the house or whatever. But again, this is only for, generally speaking, it's only for the buyer to just assess the condition of the home. When you walk into a house, you can't see inside the walls. You can't see, how everything's working. You walk in, you like it, but you don't really know everything about it. And so the inspection just kind of helps give you a better idea of, do you really want to move forward with purchasing this home? And if you do, are there any repairs that need to be negotiated in the process? So that's the inspection. The next thing is the appraisal. So the appraisal that comes in when you're in the middle of a real estate transaction is an appraisal for the bank. The lender, whoever the lender is, will hire an appraiser and to come in, and what they do is they assess the value of the home from a resale perspective. So what they're looking at is just like what we as realtors look at. What we're looking at is the condition of the home as in terms of inside of the house. Does it compare with all the rest of the houses that are in the neighborhood? Is it in better shape than most of the houses? Is it in worse shape than most of the houses? And they pull what's called comparables or comps, like you would hear about them, and I'm sure you've heard that phrase before. But just like real estate agents do, when we go in and assess the value of